Hey there, fellow coin enthusiasts. Have you ever imagined finding a single quarter that could change your life? A quarter so rare, so valuable, that it's worth a staggering $1 million? Well, today, we're diving into the story of the 2017 Ellis Island quarter. Some collectors claim this coin is worth a fortune, but is it really? Stick around, because you just might want to start digging through your change after this video. Before we get too deep into this treasure hunt, let's talk about what makes this quarter special. Because let's be honest, most quarters end up in parking meters, snack machines, or lost in the car seat. But this one? It's got people talking, and for good reason. The 2017 Ellis Island quarter is part of the America the Beautiful series, a program that ran from 2010 to 2021, featuring different national parks and historic landmarks. This particular design showcases Ellis Island, the gateway for millions of immigrants coming to America in search of a better life. And if you happen to own the right version of this coin, you might just be on your way to a better life yourself. But what makes this quarter worth potentially $1 million? Let's break it down into three key factors: condition, errors, and rarity. First, let's talk about condition. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. Collectors use a grading scale that starts at poor and goes all the way up to mid-state 70, MS 70. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Most quarters in circulation have signs of wear, scratches, dings, and fading details. But if you happen to have a 2017 Ellis Island quarter in mint state 67 or higher, you could be looking at a serious payday. Some MS 67 examples have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. And an MS 70? Well, those are the kind of finds that send collectors into a frenzy. Now, let's talk errors. This is where things get really exciting. Some 2017 Ellis Island quarters were struck with minting errors, and these mistakes can make a coin incredibly valuable. This happens when the coin is struck twice by the die, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the lettering or design. Collectors love these types of errors. If the coin wasn't properly aligned when struck, part of the design might be missing or shifted. The more dramatic the error, the more valuable the coin. Some quarters were struck without their full nickel coating, revealing a copper-colored core. These stand out and are highly collectible. These are imperfections in the die that create unique raised lines or blobs on the coin's surface. The more noticeable the error, the higher the potential value. If you have a 2017 Ellis Island quarter with one of these rare errors, you could be looking at a coin worth thousands, or even more. Where does the $1 million price tag come from? There have been rumors and speculation online that a single ultra-rare version of this quarter has sold or could sell for that much. While no confirmed sale has hit the $1 million mark yet, that doesn't mean it's impossible. The right combination of rarity, error, and high collector demand could push prices sky high in the future. Remember, some seemingly ordinary coins have sold for incredible amounts before, especially when they have something unique that makes them stand out from the rest. So, how do you know if you've got a valuable Ellis Island quarter? It must have the P mint mark, indicating it was made in Philadelphia. Use a magnifying glass and good lighting to inspect the coin for doubling, misprints, or missing layers. If your coin looks pristine and uncirculated, it may be worth sending to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for an official grade. Check recent auction sales and collector forums to see what similar coins are selling for. At the end of the day, while most 2017 Ellis Island quarters are still worth just 25 cents, the thrill of the hunt is what makes coin collecting exciting. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone hoping to strike it rich with pocket change, it never hurts to check. Who knows? You could be holding a coin that's worth a small fortune without even realizing it. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more coin collecting tips, rare finds, and stories from the world of numismatics. And if you happen to find $1 million quarter, don't forget to let us know in the comments. Hey there, fellow coin collectors and treasure hunters. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a regular old quarter, and realizing it's worth over $1 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, today, we're talking about the 1994 D Washington quarter, a coin that has sparked a lot of buzz, with some claims saying it's worth a staggering $1.1 million. Could it be true? And more importantly, could you be holding one of these ultra-rare quarters right now? Stick around, and let's find out. Now, before we start fantasizing about cashing in our loose change for a brand new yacht, let's break down exactly why this particular quarter has become such a hot topic. First, let's talk about the basics. The 1994 D Washington quarter was minted in Denver, which is what the D mint mark stands for. It's part of the long-running Washington quarter series, which began in 1932. Now, normally, a 1994 D quarter isn't anything too special. Millions were produced, and most of them are still floating around in circulation. But as we all know, not all quarters are created equal. So, what makes this one special? There are three key factors that determine if your 1994 D quarter could be worth a fortune: condition, rare errors, and market demand. Let's start with condition. In the world of coin collecting, grade matters a lot. The highest graded coins are labeled as mint state, with MS67 or higher being the gold standard. If your 1994 D quarter looks like it just left the mint yesterday, with no scratches, no wear, and a perfect shine, it could be worth a pretty penny. Coins graded MS67 and above can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. Next, we have rare errors. This is where things get interesting. Some of the most valuable coins in history are the ones that were minted with mistakes. We're talking about off-center strikes, double dies, missing elements, or even wrong planchet errors. A few 1994 D quarters have surfaced with unusual errors, and those unique flaws make collectors go crazy. The rarer the error, the higher the value. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Where did this $1.1 million claim come from? The reality is that while high-grade and error quarters can fetch big money, no publicly known sale of a 1994 D quarter has actually reached that $1 million mark yet. However, coin values fluctuate, and as the hobby grows, new discoveries can drive prices higher than ever. If an extremely rare error coin were found in near-perfect condition, who's to say it couldn't sell for an astronomical price at the right auction? So, what should you do if you think you have a valuable 1994 D quarter? First, check for mint errors. Look for doubling in the lettering, off-center strikes, or anything unusual in the design. If you think you've got something special, consider getting it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can make all the difference when it comes to selling your coin for top dollar. At the end of the day, most 1994 D quarters are still worth just 25 cents. But for the lucky few who find that perfect coin with a rare error, the payday could be life-changing. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who enjoys the thrill of the hunt, keep checking your pocket change. The next $1 million coin could be hiding right under your nose. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more rare coin stories, collecting tips, and market updates. And if you've ever found a valuable coin in your change, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Imagine this: you're digging through some spare change, maybe looking for a quarter for a parking meter or a vending machine, and boom! You realize you might be holding onto a coin worth over $1 million. Sounds crazy, right? Well, today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1991 P Washington quarter and why some say it could be worth a staggering $1.2 million. Get ready, because this one is a wild ride. Let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter has been a staple in American currency since 1932, but not every quarter is created equal. The 1991 P quarter was minted in Philadelphia, hence the P mint mark, and while millions were made, a few extraordinary examples have surfaced that could be worth a life-changing fortune. So, why is there so much hype about this quarter? Well, there are three major factors that can turn an ordinary 1991 P Washington quarter into a jackpot coin: condition, errors, and rarity. First, let's talk about condition. In the world of coin collecting, condition is king. If you have a 1991 P quarter in pristine, untouched condition, what we call mint state, it can fetch a premium. The grading scale goes from 1 to 70, and coins graded MS 67 or higher are extremely rare. If you've got one with a flawless surface, sharp details, and brilliant luster, you're looking at a valuable coin. Now, let's move on to errors. This is where things get really interesting. Certain minting errors can skyrocket the value of a coin. Some 1991 P quarters have been discovered with off-center strikes, double dies, or missing clad layers, making them highly desirable to collectors. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die obverse, where elements of Washington's face appear double due to a mistake in the minting process. If you find a quarter like this, you could be sitting on a small fortune. What about the $1 million price tag? That's where rarity and market demand come in. While no regular 1991 P quarter has sold for $1.2 million, rumors of ultra-rare specimens in perfect condition or with unique errors have driven speculation. In the right auction, with the right buyers, a rare combination of errors, condition, and demand could push the price into the stratosphere. So, how do you know if you've got one of these legendary coins? First, inspect it closely. Look for any doubling, off-center designs, or other unusual characteristics. If it appears flawless and has an error, consider sending it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for professional evaluation. A certified high-grade or rarer 1991 P quarter could bring in serious cash. At the end of the day, most 1991 P quarters are still just worth 25 cents. But the possibility of finding a rare, valuable one keeps collectors and treasure hunters searching every day. Who knows? Maybe the next time you check your change, you'll strike it rich. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you think you've found $1 million quarter, let us know in the comments. Hey there, fellow coin hunters. Imagine this: you're sifting through your pocket change, and you stumble upon a regular-looking 1972 quarter. No big deal, right? But then you hear the rumors that this very coin, under the right conditions, could be worth a life-changing $1.3 million. Sounds unbelievable? Well, today, we're diving deep into the truth behind the 1972 no-mint mark Washington quarter. Stick around, because this is one coin story you don't want to miss. Now, before you rush to check your couch cushions, let's get into what makes this quarter so special. Because, let's be honest, most quarters end up in parking meters, vending machines, or lost in the car seats. But this one? This one might just change your life. First, let's talk about the basics. The 1972 Washington quarter was produced at 3 different U.S. mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Typically, coins from Denver carry a D mint mark, and those from San Francisco have an S. But Philadelphia? Well, in 1972, the quarters from this mint had no mint mark at all. If millions of these Philadelphia quarters were made, why would one be worth over $1 million? That's where things get interesting. The value of a 1972 no mint mark Washington quarter depends on 3 main factors: condition, rare mint errors, and collector demand. Let's start with condition. A quarter's value can skyrocket if it's in pristine condition. Coin collectors call this mint state, and the best of the best are graded on a scale up to MS-70. Most quarters have been circulated, tossed in pockets, or scraped up over the years, but if you somehow have a 1972 no mint mark quarter in MS-67 or higher, you're looking at serious money. Next, we have mint errors. Errors are what really drive collectors wild, and the 1972 quarter has a few that can turn an ordinary coin into a small fortune. Look out for double die obverse (DDO) errors. This means the design was stamped twice, creating a shadow or doubled appearance on the lettering or the image of Washington. Another sought-after error is an off-center strike, where the image doesn't quite line up with the edge of the coin. If you find a 1972 no mint mark quarter with one of these rare mistakes, you might be sitting on a goldmine. And finally, there's collector demand. The reason rare quarters fetch astronomical prices is because collectors are always on the hunt for the best and rarest examples. Coins graded at the highest levels, with unique errors or flawless surfaces, can trigger bidding wars at auctions. This is where we start seeing crazy numbers, like $1.3 million being thrown around. The highest graded known example of a 1972 no mint mark quarter hasn't officially hit that mark yet, but if one is discovered in perfect condition with a rare error, who knows how high the price could go. Now, let's say you think you've got one of these valuable quarters. What should you do? First, grab a magnifying glass and examine the details. Look for any doubling on the lettering or an off-center strike. If it looks promising, get it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. A verified high-grade coin with an error could fetch a life-changing price at auction. But here's the reality check. Most 1972 no mint mark quarters, even in decent condition, are still worth just 25 cents. The $1 million price tag comes into play only for the absolute rarest specimens. That being said, the thrill of the hunt is what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know when you might stumble upon a hidden gem.so. Should you start checking your quarters? Absolutely. The 1972 no mint mark Washington quarter is proof that rare finds are still out there. Whether or not you discover a $1 million coin, the journey of coin collecting is priceless. And who knows? Maybe one day, you'll be the one making headlines for finding the next big treasure. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more rare coin finds, collecting tips, and fascinating stories from the world of numismatics. And if you think you've found a valuable quarter, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Hey there, fellow coin hunters. Imagine digging through your loose change and finding a single quarter worth $1.4 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, today, we're talking about the 1965 no mint mark Washington quarter, a coin that's got collectors and treasure hunters buzzing with excitement. Could this be the holy grail hiding in your pocket? Stick around because this story is one for the ages. Let's start with why this quarter is even worth talking about. Back in 1965, the U.S. Mint made a huge change, literally. Up until 1964, quarters were made of 90% silver, but due to rising silver prices, the government decided to switch to a copper-nickel composition starting in 1965. However, not all quarters followed the script. And that's where things get interesting. Some rare 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on 90% silver planchets. Those are the metal blanks used to make coins. These errors are insanely valuable today because they weren't supposed to exist. And let me tell you, if you've got one of these, you're sitting on a potential fortune. Now, how do you know if you have the right 1965 quarter? First, the weight. Regular copper-nickel quarters weigh about 5.67 grams, but the silver error quarters weigh around 6.25 grams. That tiny difference might not seem like much, but in the coin world, it's everything. If you've got a digital scale at home, it's time to put your quarters to the test. Second, the edge of the coin. Modern quarters have that telltale copper-colored stripe along the edge. But a silver quarter? That edge will be solid silver with no copper showing. So if your 1965 quarter has a nice, bright, clean edge, you might be onto something big. Third, the sound test. Silver coins have a distinct, high-pitched ring when dropped on a hard surface, while copper-nickel quarters sound dull. It's not a foolproof test, but it's another clue to watch for. So, how much are these error coins actually worth? While most 1965 quarters are just worth face value, the rare silver ones have been known to fetch massive prices at auction. And here's where things get wild. A verified 1965 silver quarter recently sold for an astonishing $1.4 million. That's life-changing money for a single coin. Now, let's talk about what you should do if you think you've found one. First, don't clean it. I repeat, do not clean it. Cleaning a coin can actually lower its value. Instead, handle it carefully by the edges and store it in a safe place. Next, you'll want to get it authenticated. Coin grading services like PCGS or NGC can examine your coin and confirm whether it's the real deal. If it is, congratulations, you just hit the jackpot. At the end of the day, most 1965 quarters are just ordinary pocket change. But the thrill of finding that one rare silver error, that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. So go ahead, check your jars, dig through your old coin rolls, and see if you've got $1 million piece of history hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more coin collecting tips, rare finds, and stories from the world of numismatics. And hey, if you happen to find one of these silver beauties, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. Hey there, coin hunters. Imagine digging through your spare change and finding a quarter, just a regular old Washington quarter, but instead of being worth 25 cents, it's worth a staggering $1.5 million. Sounds crazy, right? But today, we're going to talk about the 1986 Washington quarter, why it's making waves in the coin collecting world, and what you should be looking for if you want to cash in on this jackpot. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's talk about one of the biggest mysteries in modern coin collecting. Could you be carrying a fortune in your pocket? Let's find out. What's so special about the 1986 Washington quarter? At face value, nothing seems unusual. It's got George Washington's classic profile on the obverse and the iconic eagle design on the reverse, just like every other quarter from that era. But here's where it gets interesting. The Philadelphia Mint, which produced these quarters, struck millions of them. That means they're not inherently rare. However, collectors have been buzzing about certain error coins and ultra-high-grade specimens that have sold for insane amounts. Now, let's break this down into three major categories: condition, errors, and hype. First, condition. If your 1986 quarter has been rattling around in a drawer for decades, it's probably seen some wear and tear. But if you have one that looks flawless, no scratches, no dings, and a brilliant shine, you might be in luck. In the coin world, the term mint state refers to coins that have never been used in circulation. The highest grade, MS-70, is basically perfection. Coins that grade MS-67 or higher are considered rare for this year, and they can sell for thousands of dollars. And yes, the highest graded versions can potentially push into the $1 million range. Second, errors. This is where things get really exciting. Some 1986 Washington quarters have been found with dramatic minting mistakes, double dies, off-center strikes, missing clad layers, and even misprints where part of the design is completely messed up. These types of errors make collectors go crazy because they're unique and incredibly hard to find. The rarer the error, the more valuable the coin. If you happen to have a 1986 quarter with a significant minting mistake, you could be sitting on a fortune. And finally, let's talk about the hype. Lately, there's been a surge in interest in old quarters, and social media has been buzzing with stories of million-dollar finds. Now, while it's true that some extremely rare coins have fetched massive amounts at auction, it's important to separate fact from fiction. No public sale of a 1986 p quarter has reached $1.5 million yet. But with the right combination of rarity, condition, and error type, who's to say it couldn't happen? So how do you know if your quarter is worth big money? Look for any errors, odd markings, or anything that seems out of the ordinary. If it looks crisp and clean with no signs of wear, you might have something special. Sending your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can give you an official assessment of its value. Keep an eye on auction sites to see what similar quarters are selling for. At the end of the day, most 1986 p quarters are still worth just a quarter. But for those rare exceptions, the ones with perfect grades or mind-blowing errors, that's where the real money is. So don't ignore that change jar or dismiss those old coins in your collection. You never know when you might be holding a hidden treasure. If you like this video and want to see more about rare coins worth big money, hit the like button and subscribe. And if you've ever found a rare or valuable coin, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your story.